Hey y'all, it's Ricky T. I'm coming to you from my favorite place to be, up here on the balcony, here at the Taylor Plantation in beautiful Beech Grove, Indiana. It's late August. It's a nice, mild evening. Low 70s, high 60s here at about, what time is it? About 8:30 in the evening. Just enjoying myself a cigar. I'm going to show you right here. We got the Connecticut by Rocky Patel. This is my second one. I bought a 5-pack. This is my second one. This is a milder cigar. For those of you who watch my videos, you know that I prefer the medium to full-bodied cigars. About 98%, that's what I'm smoking. But it is nice to have a handful of the lighter cigars on hand, just to mix it up every now and then. You know, just for something different. Just a little bit of variety. Now this is my second one. I will tell you, when I say light, this son of a bitch is light. Macanudo makes a great light cigar. It's light, but it's still very flavorful. This one is the prototypical light cigar. The problem with light cigars, it's light, which means it's light on flavor. I've been smoking this for a little while. It's my second one. Not my second one tonight, it's the only one I've had today. But it's my second one of the 5 that I bought. Very mild. Like, I gotta sit and concentrate to get flavors. Maybe a little bit of grass notes, maybe a little bit of citrusy lemon, and some leathery notes. But you gotta really, it's very faint. You gotta be looking for it, right? So, probably won't be buying this again. It is a Rocky Patel, so the construction is impeccable. Great construction. As you can see from me puffing it, I'm getting a pretty good smoke output, which again, Rocky Patels are known for that. It is a bit of a tight draw. So a bit of a tight draw and so light it doesn't have much flavors. I'm going to experiment with a few other lighter cigars to see if I can find a couple. I know the Macanudo is one that I'll be getting again. My Uncle Rusty gave me one and it was awesome. Probably the best light cigar I've ever had. I'm going to experiment with a few more of these light cigars and see if I can find a couple that I like. That way I can kind of shop around and maybe have 5 to 10 of them in my humidor at any time, just in case, you know, in case I want to mix it up. And I am, since it is a light cigar, I'm pairing it up with coffee. Nothing better than that evening cup of coffee. I just love it. So, but that's not why we're here tonight. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you about the Indiana Choice Scholarship, better known to most people in Indiana as the voucher. So what I'm going to talk about first of all is really kind of just my overall take on school choice vouchers in general, what I like and what I dislike about Indiana's version of the voucher. And in the second part of this video, I'm just going to quickly ask the question, is participating in the voucher program a good idea for private schools? And there's pros and cons to that. We'll get to that. So first of all, vouchers. I am a huge proponent of school choice. As a capitalist, I'm a true believer in competition, and competition leads to poor performers improving. Because if there's competition and you're a poor performer, you've got 2 choices. Get better or go out of business. And if you're a poor performer and you can't get better, you need to go out of business, because I don't want kids going to crappy schools. So philosophically, I'm all about school choice and vouchers. Now there's one thing about the Indiana version of the voucher program that I totally disagree with. I am also a person who believes in equality, and if you're going to provide something for some, you should provide it for all. And so the Indiana voucher program basically has income eligibility requirements. So there's certain things that are caveats within the guidelines. The more family members you have, the more money you can make and still qualify. If you have a student or students who have what's called an IEP, an individual education program, you can make even more and still qualify. But there is a top level, and so typically what happens with any of these type of programs that have income eligibility, the people who are stuck out of luck is your good old middle of the middle class and upper middle of the middle class, who you don't make enough money to just write a check and not worry about it, but you're not poor enough to qualify. And so for me, if you're going to do it for everybody. And the way I look at it is, they're basically giving out $3,000 a voucher, but the public schools are paying anywhere, depending on the school district, anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000 a student. So and only 24% of all students go to private schools. So if you gave everybody $3,000 and said, go where you want to go, the state's going to save money big time. So why not just give it to everybody? All right, just give it to everybody. Be fair, and you're going to save money. I don't know why they're doing it the way they're doing it. Over the years, they've taken away some of the requirements as far as you had to have gone to a public school the previous year, yada yada. They've got rid of some of that to make it open to more people. Hopefully they continue to expand it to make it available to more and more people until eventually it's available to everybody. So really, that's my only real issue with the Indiana voucher program. I love the program theoretically. I think everybody should be able to choose the school they want to go to and be able to have the financial wherewithal to do it. And depending on the school you choose, most likely the voucher is not going to pay the full bill, but it's going to give you enough to make it possibly affordable. Okay, so that's my take on vouchers, and in particular Indiana. I like it all except for the income eligibility requirements. Governor Holcomb, who I'm mad at him right now, he may be the first Republican governor that I don't vote for, and that's mainly because of the crappy roads. Expand it to everybody, brother. Then you get my vote. That might be the only way. Now, the next and final question. Is the voucher program a good idea for private schools to participate in? Now, theoretically, you would think it's a no-brainer. You know, you give people money, then you're going to open up a whole new market of people that private schools didn't have previously availability to, because they couldn't afford it. Now possibly they can because of the voucher. So, of course, it's a great idea for the private schools, right? Well, yes and no. And so, let me explain what I mean. It is a great idea for the private schools, but only if they manage it correctly. Now, here's what I'm going to say. There's a lot of great people, great Americans, who are taking advantage of the voucher program. And in full disclosure, the Taylor family, there's been years when we've been able to take advantage of the voucher program. There's been years when we didn't qualify. It's been up and down. You know, there were a couple of years when I got a second job, make a little extra money to help the family out, and I get punished. I made too much money that year. So, God forbid you go and try and do something good for your family, make a little more money. Let's just punish that person. So, don't get me started on that. But anyway, the private schools have to manage it correctly, because whereby there are a lot of great families who can take advantage of this program and use it to their advantage, and just give their kids a great education. Let's be real, okay? I don't want to sound like a bad guy, but there's some trash out there too. There's some trashy people, all right? I live in Beech Grove. I see trashy people. I see them all the time, all right? And there's people out there who, they just send their kids to school, and then it's almost like babysitting for them. They don't care. They're not helping their kids with their homework. They don't discipline them. Their kids are crazy nuts, whacked out. You never know what's going on. So there's some people that you don't want going to your school. I mean, let's be real. It's sad, but y'all know me. I'm bringing the truth, whether it's good or bad. So the good news is, with the voucher program, private schools still have the ability to have admission standards, which is, to me, that has to be the case. So if you're a private school and you properly vet out families, and you use your ability to pick and choose who you allow into your school, you can get, see, I'm about to lose it on this. This is a cigar, but this is the first Rocky Patel that I would not recommend. This cigar sucks. Okay, I just lost my light on. I'm going to set it down. So, if the private school does a good job using their admission standards and interviewing families and picking and choosing the right families. Again, a lot of great families qualify for the voucher. Taylor family, we're great Americans. We've qualified some years we haven't. All right, I have figured out a way kind of to work the system a little bit. I'm not going to talk about that today. Basically, I just created an LLC, and any extra work I do, I bill it under my LLC, and then it doesn't go against my personal income, so I can make the money, put it in my LLC, and I just get reported for my regular job. That's what I've done. So pick the good schools, Roncalli, Cecina, Chittard, whoever, Christian Heritage, whoever you are. If you do a good job at picking the right families and using your admission standards to your advantage, you can up your enrollment, have some good families, give them an opportunity. And even if you want to let in some questionable families, but say you're coming in on probation, kind of like in college. If you get admitted to a college, a private college, and they say your grades are really borderline, so we're letting you in, but you're on probation. If you get sent to the office or if you get a D, you're out. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it. Let some people in, but put them in on probation. And if they screw up, you're out. We gave you a chance. You screwed up. All right? So overall, just to conclude, I am a big fan of school choice. I am a big fan of the vouchers, but you need to make it available to everybody. And private schools, you need to take advantage of your ability to pick and choose, to have admission standards, take advantage of that, do a good job at that, because if you don't, you're basically going to become like a public school. If you just let anybody in, I've seen it, I'm not going to name any names, but I've seen it, and if you just let any old person come in, just because you're just looking for the money, just come on in, we don't care who you are, come on in, you got a voucher, let's go. It's not going to work. I've seen it not work. So that's my take. Y'all can agree or disagree. You can comment if you want to comment, whatever. That's all I got. As always, you know I love you. Until next time, God bless America.